Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Alluvian Est-Endrati. Thanks for your continued support, Alluvian. That said, let's get started. Despite the dangers of the road and the nightmares infesting the estate, the Hamlet was seeing more traffic than ever before. Aspiring new heroes were arriving on an almost daily basis, and while I did end up turning most of them away, at least a few were deemed suitable for my purposes. Among the latest batch of potential recruits, only one had stood out from the rest, a grizzled road warden and his faithful hound, both eager to bring a bit of justice to the wilderness surrounding our burgeoning new community. He introduced himself as Mr. Nightmare, and given the many other eccentric recruits that I had collected over the past few months, I knew better than to question it by now. I was in the process of interviewing some of the other new arrivals when I first received the news. The Crimson Curse had finally begun to spread. Where previously it had only been transmitted through the blood, one of our new arrivals, the strange man known as Crazy Henry, had somehow become infected within days of claiming one of the bunks in our sleeping area. Given the man's unpredictable nature, there was no telling if this infection had been accidental or deliberate, but we couldn't afford to take any chances. We immediately ousted the rest of the new visitors before anyone else could become infected, and redoubled our efforts towards finding some sort of cure. Fortunately, Rowan and the others returned from the warren soon afterwards. They were bloody and exhausted, but upon learning of the recent events, the doctor rushed off to the sanitarium to quickly resume his experimentation. Meanwhile, I checked in with the rest of the party. Their reports painted a rather vivid and alarming picture of what they had discovered deep beneath the estate. They had apparently fought their way through veritable hordes of those foul pigmen, only turning back once they had caught a glimpse of the thing that they were sure had spawned them. None of them could seem to agree on exactly what it was they had discovered. Rowan referred to it as a formless chimera, while Alistair had instead described it as an ever-shifting ocean of flesh. Fox was as blunt as ever, simply stating that it was an abomination, one that needed to be destroyed. That, at least, was something they all seemed to agree on. This was something that would require hunters and killers, so Dahl and Ronwin both seemed ideal for the task. Carl was quick to volunteer for the expedition as well. It had been some time since I had last called upon his services, and he was beginning to feel restless. It was also important to make sure that this creature was properly studied. That meant that Croft would have to accompany them into the warrens. Dahl was clearly unhappy with my decision, but she was just going to have to live with it for now. If the recruits couldn't even learn to set aside their petty grudges, then how could they ever hope to survive against the nightmarish creatures that seemed to be lurking in every shadow?
My zeal for blood rituals and summoning rites had begun to ebb, as each attempt invariably brought only failure and disappointment. Progress was halting, and the rapidly accumulating surplus of wasted flesh had become burdensome. The thing is more terrible than I can describe. An incoherent jumble of organ, sinew, and bone.
Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to episode 25. Today we're once again headed back into the warrens to take on yet another boss fight, the Incolate Flesh. Now, I've only fought this guy a few times in the past, but I do remember him being pretty easy to beat. Hopefully he won't give us too much trouble. Anyway, let's take a look at our heroes. Ronwin. Carl. Alistair Croft. Dahl. Okay, let's get moving. Today's map is a pretty basic rectangular grid, so we should have a straight shot right to the boss. We'll pick up loot as normal on the way there, but we'll save the bulk of the exploration for afterwards. assuming we're still in good enough condition to stick around. Whoops. Okay, let's get Ronwyn some blood before she drops dead. I really need to be more careful with that sort of thing.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Looks like we'll have to go through at least one room fight to get to the boss. I guess we'll head for the treasure room.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Looks like a medium difficulty encounter. That's not too bad. Let's take out the little guy first. Or not.
Executed with impunity.
That's one down. I'm really tempted to have Doll go for the drummer. She could potentially take him out with a single hit. But I guess we should stick with the easier kill.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Let's see if we can finish this.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
We'll come back for the chest after the boss fight. Okay. These are weak but annoying enemies. We should be able to kill them pretty quickly.
Destroyed.
Ah, come on, Carl.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken. The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
I'd rather not leave these behind, so let's see if we can make some room in our inventory. I could clear a space by using our last vial of blood, but I should really save that, just in case we need it later. Okay, let's just dump the citranes. We'd probably end up doing that sooner or later anyway. Alright, the boss should be right down the hall. This is normally where I'd set up camp and get our heroes healed and buffed before the boss fight, but we're actually in pretty good shape. Okay, against my better judgment, we'll take on the boss first and camp afterwards. If we can take out the boss first and rest afterwards, we'll be in better shape to finish looting the rest of the dungeon. Though it does mean that our inventory is going to be pretty cluttered for a while. I guess we'll worry about that if we actually find something worth keeping. Alright, here we go.
Squirming, contorting, and ever-expanding. This horror must be unmade.
Okay. We basically just need to keep our heroes focused on anything that looks like an internal organ. The boss will move its body parts around every turn, but that's why Rowan and Dahl are here. They should be able to reach its most vulnerable spots no matter where they end up.
The flesh is knit.
Yeah, we need to go for the guts in the back there. The guts are right up front this time. That's actually a bit inconvenient for us. On the bright side, the spine can't reach us from the back row. Come on, Croft. We could really use some healing here. Okay, I think we've got this. Let's take this thing down.
As grotesque in death as it was in life. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Not bad. We're definitely taking that sun cloak, so let's clear some space. Alright, we took a bit of damage, but I think we're still in pretty good shape. Let's set up camp real quick, and then we'll get back to exploring the dungeon.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
Now let's see here. That got rid of most of our stress. Now we just need to do a little healing. Actually, let's have Croft toss out a quick buff. Alright, get some rest, heroes.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
Well, we got ambushed. That hasn't happened in a while.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Okay, first let's get Croft taken care of.
Soothed. Sedated.
Now let's take these guys out. Nice. There we go. Crisis averted.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Alright, not a bad start for our looting session. Let's douse the torch and keep moving.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
Okay. We should be able to thin these guys out pretty quickly.
Eradicated.
Nice. Croft really seems to get lucky with those dodges.
Be gone, fiend. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
I guess we can risk dumping our last anti-venom. Okay, let's crack open that chest. Not bad. Of course, now we actually have to make room for it. I do kind of want to hold on to that helmet, but I guess realistically I'm never actually going to use it. Given the map layout, I think we can also afford to dump our shovels. You know what? Let's go ahead and keep the helmet for now. Okay, moving on. We're all out of bandages, so we'll ignore the cutting board.
Mind that such missteps are the exception, and not the rule.
Okay, this could be a problem. We could start shuffling everyone back into their proper positions, but most of our heroes can actually still attack from where they are. Well, except for Rowan, of course. We'll just run with it for now. Oh, geez. Okay, well, that's no good. Come on, Carl. You're not going down without a fight. Nice.
Masterfully executed.
Wow, very nice.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
That did work out in our favor, but all these crits are making me nervous.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I'm definitely not leaving that stack of gold behind, but I'm not really sure what else we can drop at this point. Okay, I guess we're dumping the helmet after all. Oh, unexpected. I thought that thing just gave you a buff. Well, I'm certainly not going to complain. Oh, nice. I'm certainly not complaining about that either. Let's see what we can get rid of. Okay, Croft has some pretty bad traits. We'll try our luck with him. Nice. That saves us about 5,000 gold. Ah. Shoot. Well, I guess it was just a matter of time before we ran into more vampires. You know the drill by this point. We'll try to take them down quick to minimize the chance of infection. Oh. We'll have to do something about that. There we go. Let's finish this.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle. Decimated. This expedition at least promises success.
We're starting to get a bit chewed up here. We'll probably be leaving after the next fight or two, so I think we can afford to dump the holy water at this point. Oof. And once again, Ronwyn ends up in the only position she can't attack from. Well, that's fine. We'll just roll with it. Come on. Well, at least rabies also buffs damage.
Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
And now Dahl has the runs. That's one of the worst diseases you can get.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
We just need to make it through this fight, and then we'll head back to the Hamlet.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Let's see here. Maybe we can get some healing in. I probably shouldn't be pushing our luck here, but if we can get our guys healed up, then it might actually be worth sticking around.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I mean, we're not in terrible shape. It's really just that disease on Dahl. Unfortunately, the runs reduces her dodge to 0, and that makes her way too vulnerable for a dark run. Okay, let's check out this curio and see what happens. That'll decide whether we stick around or not.
Reeling, gasping, taken over the edge into madness.
Well, alright then. I guess that settles that. Like I said, I'd love to stick around, but at this point it's just not worth the risk. We killed the boss and got a decent amount of loot. Let's not spoil it by getting someone killed. Yeah, that's still a decent amount of loot. Plus we got this thing, though, to be honest, I'm not sure I'll ever actually use it. It's a bit too risky for my tastes. We also got 3 more heroes up to rank 3. That puts us one step closer to paying the Baron a visit. Wow, we even got a halfway decent assortment of traits for once. I mean, Lazy Eye is annoying, but it only really affects one move. All things considered, I think this was actually a pretty good run. At any rate, we're past the 30-minute mark, so we'll pick things up here next time. See you then.